The IT services market is changing dramatically, and we are at a tipping point where the old-fashioned IT service market is dying. It's dying a very slow and painful death, and outsourcing is the disease that it has. So things have to change. We really need a revolution in the way buyers purchase IT services and the way sellers deliver them. The whole market was founded on IT assets, on managing and supporting and supplying IT assets and the people associated with handling those assets. But at this point, honestly, the IT assets are a burden. They're a burden to everyone. They're expensive to create, to maintain, to build, support, to purchase, to lease. And we're all at a tipping point where we've got to find a way to deliver the value that IT assets can create without that obligation of ownership and support and management. Buyers of service are looking for a more agile and easier on and off way of getting that kind of support, utilization, without having to be burdened by the assets. The problem is, vendors are looking for the same thing. We're in a position now where business has changed dramatically. Businesses are global and they're virtual. IT has to support a whole new operating environment. And IT itself has changed. In the olden days, when IT services was born, it was built around the idea of inventing new software in order to take advantage of hardware technology. Now we're in a situation where IT service really needs to support how business operates, not what business operates, not the technology itself, but rather the outcomes the business is expecting. And we have those tools and techniques. It's time for us to really take advantage of a much better, broader set of services from these providers. In order to start this revolution, we're going to need two things. Buyers of service and sellers of service have to approach the market in a very different way. So buyers of service really need to look at IT service as support to the business operations rather than support of the technology itself. So we're going to look for new services to be delivered through service providers to the business directly, utilizing things like context-aware computing and virtualization and pattern-based strategy. These providers can bring solutions in the box to the business. And meanwhile, the providers themselves have to start fabricating those solutions in the box. They're going to have to bring componentized solutions to market that can be adapted by those buyers of service as necessary, but are pretty much plug and play, pretty much ready for prime time when they're delivered to the buyer. At Gartner, we've been studying the evolution of the IT services market for quite some time, and we see a chasm forming. Traditional IT service providers are struggling with profitability and revenue collection, while new upstart service providers are coming into the market offering very niche services, both horizontally, back office type services, and vertically within segments for industries. Those new upstarts are very agile. They're not burdened with the history of these old-fashioned flip and fix deals. They'll be able to come to market in a more profitable way. And that will disrupt the marketplace itself for some time. Gartner is keeping track of what's happening to the traditional services market as well as what's happening to these new upstarts. And we're starting to see somewhat of a convergence where the old-fashioned providers are buying into these new service delivery models. It's critical for our buyers of service to understand the changes in the market and to utilize what we have in terms of magic quadrants and market scopes and hype cycles to really understand the opportunities and the options that they have moving forward in the future of IT services.